Happy Wednesday and welcome in to College Football Mornings. I am Chris Moxley. You can find me at ChrisMoxley19 and everything I do at CampusCanton.com, Campus Canton YouTube, Campus to Canton Podcast Network. If you don't already know, this is your first time tuning in, College Football Mornings are an in-season morning show every weekday talking about starts, sits, waivers, betting, etc., all in the compact form of the C2C YouTube. So if you're watching on the C2C YouTube, make sure that you like and subscribe to this video and to the channel so that you can get notifications when we go live. We have a bunch of content, including this morning show, Devy Debate, Bet on C2C, Friday Night Lights, more and more, including the official, which is C2C's recruiting podcast. That season is going to be coming up quick, so make sure you are subscribed. Every Wednesday is the PrizePicks 5 and 5. I will give you 5 PrizePicks lines that I like, that I think are either mispriced or not quite there in value yet. Hopefully, do this in 5 minutes. 5 lines, 5 minutes. If you are new to PrizePicks, make sure you use promo code C2C when signing up. You get a $100 match of your initial deposit. Plus, you get $29.99 towards an in-season membership or any sort of membership. It is a phenomenal deal that we have with PrizePicks, and there's good ways to win money. Let's kick it off already. Will Rogers, Mississippi State quarterback, goes against Texas A&M this week. I like him going over that 270.5 pass yards. If you are in the C2C Discord, this has already been discussed a lot. I think we all are big on this number. Texas A&M currently ranks 80th in passing explosiveness. They are 4th in success rate, which might hurt, but I think that they can be beat by this offense that's probably going to pass for 50 times a game. Will Rogers has been under this number, 270.5, once in his 17 games over the last 2 seasons. I don't think it's going to happen this week. This number is just too low. Second, staying with Mississippi State, Caleb Ducking over 11.5 fantasy points or over 55.5 receiving yards. I prefer the fantasy points on this one. I think both are in play if you want to play it that way. He's had 3 straight games of 8 targets. He's hit this number in 2 of 3 of those. I am not particularly worried about Ducking this week. I actually think PrizePicks in general is too low on the Mississippi State Bulldogs, so they are a good team to build some of your lines around this week. We head over to Washington, and we're staying with Jalen McMillan. I think he goes over the 16 fantasy points. His last 2 games, he has 10 and 9 targets. I don't think this UCLA defense is as good as the numbers they've put out because they have played Bowling Green. They have played Colorado. And then when we saw a competent offense go against them, South Alabama posted 31 points. So I'm not worried about what this Washington offense could do this week. I think McMillan is still the number 1. Again, 19 targets total over the last 2 weeks. I think you ride with him. I think he gets a touchdown. He could also do this with receiving yards and receptions. He's being used downfield in an explosive role. I really like what we've seen from McMillan and the entire Huskies offense. We go to the bottom, to the depths of the group of 5, and we head to Middle Tennessee State. I think they just got this Middle Tennessee State offense too low as well. Chase Cunningham over 228.5 passing yards or over 19.5 pass completions or over 20 fantasy points. All of these numbers are too low in my opinion. They're the 20th ranked passing offense in terms of explosiveness. They're basically operating as a spread team currently, and the offense is going to need to pass given the game script. They're currently 4-point underdogs to UTSA. Cunningham himself is completing 70% of his passes. He just came off a 414-yard performance against Miami. UTSA is ranked 124th in EPA per pass. They're allowing a ton of explosive plays. I think this number is ridiculously low. I think it should be 260 plus. I think you're getting a lot of value here. Finally, Aiden Robbins over 81.5 rushing yards. He has been the focal point of the UNLV offense this season, but especially the last 2 weeks. He has a combined 57 carries. This dude is being used a ton. I think that we're going to see him hit this 81.5. New Mexico is 96th defensive success rate against the run and 116th in defensive line yards. They will be able to run, and they want to run Aiden Robbins. Here are the 5. I'll let y'all out of here. Little over our 5 minutes. That's okay. I think we're giving good numbers this week. Will Rogers, Mississippi State quarterback, over 270.5 passing yards. Caleb Ducking, Mississippi State wide receiver, over 11 fantasy points or 55.5 receiving yards. Prefer the fantasy points on that one. Jalen McMillan, over 16 fantasy points. Chase Cunningham, Mississippi State or Middle Tennessee State University quarterback, over 228.5 passing yards. You can also play the over on his completions and fantasy points. And finally, Aiden Robbins, UNLV running back, over 81.5 rushing yards against this terrible New Mexico front seven. Again, I'm Chris Moxley. Everything I do at Campus Canton. And let's win some more money this weekend, folks.